G'day ladies and gents, and welcome to War Thunder with Mags. So, I'm just making a little bit of a short video tonight. This is only going to be one battle in the new Sea Hurricane Mk.Ib, and this is going to be the very first battle that I've ever flown in this aircraft. Now, I've just pulled into formation with Morpie from Reddit 1. I don't think he's actually spotted me at this point, but I actually know Morpie. He didn't type into chat during the match at the very least, so if he didn't spot me, this will be a nice surprise. Now, before we get too deep into the combat here, I just want to pass on a little bit of a message. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in an upcoming vlog that I'm going to do, where I'm going to take a look at patch 1.49 as well. But the reason why my videos have been a little bit sporadic recently is I'm actually in the process of getting ready to move. I have quite a lot of house here in a very small unit that I have to pack up, and I have been confirmed to have a house. I will be moving in around about a month, a nice big 3-bedroom, and most importantly, it comes with an office. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the reason why I sometimes have to talk like this when I'm recording very late at night or my videos are a little bit sporadic is because I actually have to do all of my recording in the lounge room, which is also used by my children and my wife, and I can't do my recordings while they're out and about doing things, so the windows I have to actually make my videos are very limited. Having my own office away from the major activity within the house means that I will be able to produce content a lot faster in the future. I'm not going to guarantee content every single day, but it will be a lot more common. Anyways, more info on that in the vlog when it comes, probably later in the week, possibly on the weekend. So, Hurricane 1B, engaging Japanese forces. I've broken away from Morpie and headed off to the right because I spotted these three coming in over. Nobody was in position to get ready to engage them. Ki-27 makes its way in first, and he is going to annoy the shit out of me for the next 3 or 4 minutes. Now, I just dipped underneath him to avoid his initial pass, thought I might be able to swing it around and get a snap back, but it turns out this guy was interesting. He was a good enough pilot to know how to sit on a Hurricane's tail and not let them get away. However, he didn't know how to damage me. Now, the Ki-27 does only have 2 30 caliber machine guns, so it's not exactly heavy on firepower. However, I've managed to shoot down Hurricanes with those before. The trick with them is you have to keep hitting the same spot on the aircraft. The pilot behind me was very good. He knew exactly how to keep a plane, or keep stuck to the tail of a plane. Ooh, and this is going to be close. Very close. Anyways, as I was saying, but he spread the damage all over the aircraft, and in the end he ended up doing nothing to the aircraft for all his efforts attacking me. So one close pass with this Ki-43 was not enough, so we'll do it in the vertical this time. And it's like this guy wanted to help me make awesome screenshots, because these were great. Now, it was about at this point this Ki-27 was really starting to just annoy the shit out of me, because he's not doing any damage to the aircraft, but every time he puts a hit into me, all the warnings flash up, and I'm trying to engage 2 Ki-43s that are in this area at the moment. One of them's disappeared, and I'm not sure where it's gone. I'm only being able to track the second one, and it's just really bothering me that he's sitting back there, because I don't know whether or not it's him hitting me, or whether or not it's going to be the Ki-43 that hits me. So as much as I want these Ki-43s dealt with, as these are clearly the most dangerous aircraft in the match, it's time to deal with this little tow rag. So throttle back to 0, force the Ki-27 to overshoot, roll it out, re-hit the throttles. He tries to get back onto my 6, he's unable to do so. He ends up braking left in a wide bank, so I brake right to counter him. 231 in the turn, drop combat flaps to tighten it up. I want to make sure I'm able to get the guns around and get them onto that Ki-27, because he is going to jump back on my tail again, and I've had enough of his bullshit. Take the lead, follow him through, hold fire until I've got a perfect shot, and engine smoked. He goes into a hard right bank. I can't bring the Hurricane around fast enough at this range to get him, but I hold, fire a shot, he flies back through my bullets in the other direction, lights himself on fire. That's the Ki-27 dealt with. So now I've just got to bring the Hurricane back around and find out where the hell those Ki-43s went to, because there were 2 of them and they were doing a bit of damage the last I saw them. And there they are, smack bang in the middle of a dogfight with the rest of my team. So close distance, and let's go after our next targets. So this video isn't really a first impressions on this aircraft, but I'll give you them anyway. It's a Hurricane. There's really nothing special about it. It's a Hurricane with a tail hook that on maps, Pacific maps that you start on a carrier, it will get a carrier spawn. The aircraft itself flies, dives and turns just like the MG-armed Hurricane that's already in the tree. The only real difference is I don't think the Sea Hurricane can load rockets. I'm not entirely sure, I haven't looked close enough at this point, but I don't normally stick ordnance on my Hurricanes anyway, so it's not really something that bothers me. Performance-wise, same aircraft. And the carrier landing is actually really useful on Pacific maps versus the Japanese when you only have a carrier available to rearm on. It means a Sea Hurricane can put down where the standard Hurricane, they can land, but it's not easy to put them down. Especially not when your aircraft's been shot full of holes by Japanese fighters. Now I'm just checking my 6 rather closely at this point. I took a hit from directly behind before and I was checking my tail and that Nimrod seemed to be sitting right on my ass and I wasn't entirely sure whether or not he put a shot in the back of me. So I just changed direction to check and he didn't seem to follow. So I don't think he did, I think it was a flak hit. It just looked like it for a moment. Anyways, back into the fight, this time with the Ki-43s, nose down, cut in hard underneath and then pull up behind. Roll over, he's going to cut to the left over top of the mountain, and that was a close pass just there. Try and get a lead on him and put some shots through. He dips just underneath the guns, hard wing over, come back. Looks like he's going to try and run for his base. I'm not going to have any of that. Goes into a climb, take the lead, get some good shots, roll him over, critical hit. Retake the lead, good solid hit, spray through, and pilot dead. Second kill of the match, and I'm not quite done yet because his buddy in the second Ki-43 is right behind me, so just quickly check my 6 to work out exactly what directions he's sitting in. Combat flaps for a hard turn, full wing over. Retract the combat flaps. Push 300, I want to close distance fast. He's heading in my direction, turns over and goes to go above, spray through, and another pilot kill. So that brings me up to a total of 3 kills, and there's only 1 aircraft remaining on the enemy team. And we already know where he is, because he was just trying to bomb out our P-36 that's currently parked on the runway. It's a Ki-21 bomber. Now at this point it's really just an issue of cruising over the runway to find him and kill him. The only problem is, the Ki-21 is only slightly slower than the Hurricane. And considering the Hurricane is currently the fastest aircraft on our team, barring maybe the P-36, although I think it has actually been knocked out of the match. He's been sitting on the runway for a long time stationary, so I'm wondering whether or not he's actually dead but just hasn't been ejected from his aircraft yet. Regardless, it's going to take a while to catch this guy if he decides to run. But at least he is just hanging around the runway, which made him easy to find. And there goes the P-36. It actually looks like he may have been still alive, just damaged, and he's just been bombed out by the Ki-21. So regardless, he's out of the match. I'm the last aircraft that's capable of intercepting this Ki-21. Now I am slowly winding him in, but you can see the speed difference. It's going to take me a long time to get there. If the Ki-21 runs straight and long and then takes over manual gunners, at the rate of closing, I'm going to have to come in directly from behind, and that's a problem because he could potentially take me out. The Ki-21 actually has some really nasty defensive gunners. You wouldn't expect it, but it can be very dangerous to approach. Thankfully, this pilot decides he doesn't want to go that way about it. He begins to make a left-hand bank and starts dipping back around. He's obviously going to try and go straight through me and try and make a run for his base. Standing over here near ours, he's not going to survive for very long. So we close in fast. He's going to dip down underneath. I'm taking a lead on him. He has no forward-firing weapons, so I'm not too concerned at the moment making a headlong pass with him. He goes underneath, I get a good hit on his right hand wing, and critical strike, fireballed engine. Now that fire should be fatal. If it happens to go out, it should destroy his ability to generate power out of that right engine, so closing in and catching him shouldn't be an issue, and there he goes. He's dead, 4th kill, and that is the end of the match. So, not a bad match. Let's go check the results. So, first place for the team with 4 kills, 1,533 experience points. We got Multi-Strike X2, Fighter Rescuer X2, Avenger, Professional X3, Shadow Strike Streak X2, Wind Streak X2, Final Blow, The Best Squad, Terror of the Sky, and Bulletproof. 34,825 Silver Lions, and we came in with 2,688 research points. And that is base research points, modifications only, as I have unlocked all the aircraft in the British tree once again. And as you can see, this was in fact my first match in the Sea Hurricane 1B, so yeah, it's not a bad plane. 4 kills the first time you bring it out. This wasn't quite enough to get the whole aircraft unlocked, but it was enough to get down to the Tier 3 upgrades. I just had to make a bit of a choice near the end on where I was going to put the last little bit of XP for research. I'd go for the engine first, it's generally the best way to go. So, the Sea Hurricane Mark 1B. It's a hurricane, and hurricanes are good, so it is good. That's really all there is to say about the plane. Keep tuned into the channel. I'm hoping to have the Sea Fires, the Sea Fury and the Attacker up on channel over the next week, and possibly the new Arado as well. Anyways, ladies and gents, click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more, fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.